Alright, quick update on waves. So, if we look at what's going on with waves right now, it's honestly not looking too good. We've come crashing down into the 4-hourly EMA ribbons, and while looking at this in of itself, it could look like we could potentially be setting up a bullish retest of the 4-hourly EMAs before coming up to take out the previous local highs up here at 730. That's not what I think is going to be happening. If we look at the momentum indicators, it's very clear that if we look at the squeeze bomb, I think we're about to witness a massive capitulation right now. The 4-hourly squeeze bomb has really just started to trickle over to the downside. If we check out what is going on with the MACD as well, you can see, I mean, basically the MACD flipped bearish since we came back for the retest. So, you know, moreover, the MACD started converging since we started heading down from 728, and now it seems pretty clear we're gearing up that momentum, and I think we're getting ready for a big capitulation over on waves. If we look at the daily time frame, what is the MACD saying? MACD is still heading up. It looks like it's curving back over right now. We're also losing momentum on this, so I think it's pretty clear that we're about to start heading down. This has basically come up to a double top region on the MACD as well, and it is still, it's not even at the break-even level. You know, for example, when we had this massive run up, when we zoom out, you can see how oversold the MACD got. But what the MACD is doing right now is it's basically just coming up to the heart line, getting rejected. Really not looking too good. Higher time frames, the squeeze bomb is in favor of the bulls, and you might even want to argue we could be in something like a bull flag or a bullish pennant. I just personally don't see this coming into fruition. I think it's very clear. Every single time we've come into these EMA ribbons, we've got absolutely battered. If you go back on my videos on waves, I actually started covering this all the way at the top at $63, and I've been telling you since the top, do not buy this cryptocurrency. Since I've been telling you that, its stablecoin as well lost its peg. It's been a while since we checked out waves. I want to see how USDN is doing. So USDN, you know, I can't bash it too much. It is almost back at its dollar peg that it was previously at. You know, previously this was kind of hovering around, you know, the high 99s to $1, which is where it should be at. It's currently hovering around the low 99s, which, you know, fair enough. It is okay for it to do this. I mean, obviously you would want it to remain at its peg, but you can see it's done this quite a few times this year, so I would just be slightly cautious about buying waves, buying USDN. This is definitely not where I'd look to park my money, in my opinion. And ever since we have flipped bearish, you can see daily EMA ribbons flipped bearish at $27. We came up and back tested these at $17, got rejected. We back tested them again at $12, got rejected. And what we're doing right now, we came up at 727 and we've got a massive leg down. All we're seeing in the market structure is, you know, if we zoom out, this was obviously your high up here. Since then, you break down, have a bounce, lower high, breakdown, bounce, lower high, breakdown, bounce, lower high, breakdown, bounce, lower high, breakdown, bounce, lower high. This is all we are seeing in the market structure. If we look at the volume, every now and then we get a plethora or a multitude of bulls stepping in at one moment in time, and then what subsequently follows, we do not get any continuation in volume. So is this an L? I don't know what this is doing on my chart. But nonetheless, it seems pretty clear. All we're doing is making lower lows and lower highs. We do have a pretty thick floor built out around about the $4 range, but it does seem like, in my opinion, we're going to start emming down. And if we do start capitulating below 571, if you're wondering what 571 is, when we draw from this low to the high in terms of our Fibonacci's, what you will notice, which also I didn't highlight, is we broke up, had a massive run, right? Fibonacci, low to the high. We broke back down, basically almost invalidated the fib. We back tested the lows. I should probably draw this from, oh no, it was perfect. It was perfect how it was. What do we do? We bounced up, we got rejected from your 618 Fibonacci at $6.99. Let's just call it $7. So we broke up to the 618 and started to head back down, and now we're heading down to 570, which is going to be your last line in the sand. If we do capitulate below 570, we're going to be invalidating the 786 Fibonacci again, and we're going to start seeing a massive M pattern probably on the horizon and coming into fruition. Now, my macro price target for waves has not changed. I kind of think this is conservative to estimate a 67% drop on waves. This would bring waves down to $2. Unfortunately, The next macro level down would be the 1.618. That is, it wouldn't be valid because it's in the minuses. So I'm obviously not saying this is going to the minus price targets. That would just be unreasonable. We do have a high area of confluence around about this 1.618 in this low down here. If we zoom out, you can see previous market structure accumulation range. This was the bottom of that range. So between the levels of $2.33, $2, this is where I kind of see us coming back down to. Now, all of your other 1.618s, this was your 1.618 from the low to the high. Do we also have a 1.618 coming in on the lower time frames, giving us a slightly lower price target with some confluence? Let's check that out. From this low to this high, no, we don't. So we'll reevaluate the market at a later period in time, but at least as far as I can tell, based on our analysis, it looks like 230 is in play, and more precisely 199. That is where I see us coming down to. Let's hope. Well, personally, I don't hold this, so, you know, for example, it does not affect me whether this goes up or down. I'm just here to let my community know my thoughts on this. Nonetheless, it's currently sitting at 99 cents to $1. Let's hope it holds $1, because I think if we see another capitulation for the 4th time in the past 3 months, then it is not going to look good for Waves whatsoever. That is all I've got for Waves. Hope you enjoyed today's content. As always, not financial advice. Cowboy out. Peace.